All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to cut through all the noise about belly fat. We're getting right to the science of it, what it is, why it's so dangerous, and most importantly, what actually works to get rid of it.
Okay, let's just dive right into this. I mean, if you've ever been frustrated by stubborn belly fat, you are definitely not alone. And this quote from Scripps Health, it really hits the nail on the head. It's not simple. There's a whole complex science behind why it's so tough to lose, and it involves everything from your genes to your hormones.
You know, we usually focus on the stuff we can see, right? The fat you can pinch, the stuff that makes your jeans a little too tight. But what if I told you the real danger, the fat that's linked to all sorts of chronic diseases, is the stuff you can't even see? It's hidden way deeper.
And that brings us to this really crucial point. There's a huge difference between that pinchable fat and this hidden fat, the real enemy. They are not the same thing at all. In fact, your body treats them like two completely different things.
So check this out. It's pretty wild. These two fats act like they're from different planets inside your body. On one side, you've got subcutaneous fat. That's the padding right under your skin. Mostly harmless, more of a cosmetic thing. But then you've got visceral fat. This is the stuff that's packed deep inside, wrapped around your liver, your pancreas, your intestines, all your vital organs.
I love this quote from Dr. Becker. It's such a great way to picture it. Think of your body like a box from FedEx. On the outside, it might look small and thin, but inside, it could be bursting with that packing material, that visceral fat that's putting pressure on everything. It really shows how someone can look healthy but be in real danger on the inside. So, that's the big question, right? Why is this invisible packing material so bad for us? Well, the answer shows that this whole conversation, it's about so much more than just the number on a scale.
Okay, so here's the deal. That subcutaneous fat, the pinchable stuff, it mostly just sits there. But visceral fat, it's what scientists call metabolically active. A better way to think of it is like a rogue factory inside you that's running 24/7. It's just pumping out these inflammatory chemicals into your blood. And that constant, low-level inflammation, that's what the Mayo Clinic says is a root cause for pretty much every single one of these scary conditions.
And this really drives the point home. It is not just about your total weight. I mean, look at this. A 13-year study found that women who were thin but had high levels of visceral fat had a 3 times higher risk of breast cancer. That's huge. It's all about what kind of fat you're carrying.
Okay, but it's not all doom and gloom. Here's where it gets really cool. Your body actually has a built-in superhero, a powerful system that is literally designed to fight this dangerous fat. The problem is, most of us just have no idea how to switch it on.
So, when we say fat, we're usually thinking about white fat, right? The jiggly, storage-type fat. But get this, we also have something called brown fat, and this stuff is the good guy. It's not for storage. Its whole job is to burn energy. It's loaded with these tiny little power plants called mitochondria, which is actually what makes it look brown. And that's where it gets its incredible furnace-like power.
So when you flick the switch and activate this brown fat, it basically turns into your own personal incinerator. It starts grabbing fuel directly from your other fat stores, and it actually prefers to burn that dangerous visceral fat first, and then it just torches it for energy and heat. Okay, so how do we turn on this inner furnace? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Well, the science points to 2 really powerful ways to do it. And good news, neither of them involve jumping into an ice bath. All right, strategy number 1 is all about certain compounds in the food we eat. And one of the most proven activators for brown fat is a powerful antioxidant you find in green tea. It's called ECGC. You can think of it like a key that turns on your fat-burning engine. It basically flips the same metabolic switch as being in the cold, but, a lot more comfortably.
And look, this isn't just some nice idea. They actually tested this, a proper 12-week, gold standard clinical trial. And the results were clear. The people who took a high-dose green tea extract didn't just lose weight, their waist circumference went down significantly. And that's a huge sign that they were losing that deep, dangerous visceral fat.
Now for strategy number 2. This one isn't about what you eat, but when you eat. It's a simple shift that can flip your body's metabolism from always being in storage mode to being in burning mode, giving it the chance to finally dig into those deep fat reserves. It's as simple as this. By creating about a 12 to 13-hour window overnight where you're not eating, some people call it time-restricted eating, you just give your body way more time each day to burn fat. So instead of constantly dealing with new food coming in, your body is finally forced to go, okay, time to burn what we've already got, and it goes right for that visceral fat.
Okay, so now that we know what actually works,
let's use this science to bust a few myths that are still floating around out there. Honestly, this is where so many people get tripped up.
All right, first up, can you really get rid of belly fat by doing 100 crunches a day? I mean, this is probably the biggest myth of them all, the idea that you can just pick a spot on your body and burn the fat off of it.
Yeah, no. The science on this is absolutely crystal clear, and all the experts from the Mayo Clinic to Scripps Health, they all say the same thing. You cannot spot reduce fat. It's impossible. Doing crunches will build the muscle underneath, which is great, but it does absolutely nothing to burn the layer of fat sitting on top of those muscles. Fat loss happens all over your body at once, not just in one place.
Okay, what about this one? All those belly fat burner pills or that special lemon water drink that are supposed to just melt the fat away? The internet is full of this stuff, but is there any real science to it?
Again, it's a big myth. There's just no magic pill or magic potion. Experts are pretty clear that most of these fat burner supplements are totally unproven and unregulated, by the way. And yeah, drinking water is fantastic for you, but adding lemon to it doesn't suddenly turn it into a fat-burning accelerator. The bottom line is, these quick fixes just don't work for getting rid of that dangerous visceral fat in any real sustainable way.
So, let's bring this all together. What does a real plan look like? One that's actually backed by science and, this is the most important part, one that you can actually stick with. Because we all know that quick fixes almost never last.
And this quote from Dr. Harris just nails it. The key thing that all the experts say is that true long-term success isn't about going on some crazy extreme diet. It's about building small habits that you do consistently, day after day. The goal isn't a temporary fix. It's about creating a lifestyle that's permanently healthier.
So I want to leave you with this question. What's just one small change you can actually stick with starting today? Because whether it's having a cup of green tea or just deciding to stop eating after dinner to open up that fat-burning window, the point isn't to be perfect overnight. It's all about making sustainable progress. And that, right there, is the real, science-backed way to reduce that hidden